Russia claims it's pulling back some troops from Ukraine's border, but the U.S. and its allies say that they need more evidence of Russia's intentions. Holly Williams is in Kyiv, where Ukrainians remain anxious about what may lie ahead.
Russia released this video claiming it shows some of its troops pulling back from Ukraine's border. But even if it can be verified, massive Russian military drills are ongoing in Belarus, on Ukraine's northern border, and on the Black Sea just to the south. Here in Ukraine, there's no sigh of relief. Instead, cyber attacks on two banks and the Defence Ministry, though Ukrainian authorities have stopped short of blaming them outright on Russia.
I have my emergency bag in my flat, and I'm ready to defend my country.
It's two different countries, and they must understand that it's two different countries.
If Vladimir Putin really has decided against an invasion, it could be because the US and its allies have made the cost too high, supplying weapons to Ukraine and threatening Putin with unprecedented sanctions hitting his inner circle and their family members.
Vladimir Putin is a human rights violator and a kleptocrat and a very rich man.
Bill Browder was once one of the biggest foreign investors in Russia, but then he started campaigning against Russian corruption. He told us Putin's been treated too softly in the past, sending a dangerous message.
He invaded Georgia. He took Crimea. He bombed civilians in hospitals in Syria. He cheated in the Olympics. From his standpoint, he's gotten away with everything. And unless we can actually prove to him that we're serious, he'll think he can get away with it again.
Belarus claims all Russian forces will leave its territory once those military exercises end this weekend. Let's see if that happens. And yesterday, Russia again dismissed fears of an invasion as, quote, Western war propaganda. Lana.
Holly, very interesting, the idea that Putin has had to sustain the costs of having this aggressive forward posture. What more can you tell us about the possible Russian troop withdrawal from the border?
Well, these reports coming from Russia and putting out this video saying that they've withdrawn some of their troops is being met with a huge dollop of skepticism in many other countries. President Biden said the US can't verify it, and he actually put the estimate of the number of Russian troops along Ukraine's border up to more than 150,000 yesterday. Before, we'd heard 130,000 and roughly 100,000 before that. We've heard the same thing from the Secretary General of NATO, who said that they've seen no de-escalation on the ground. But at the same time, some people do see signs that Russia's President Vladimir Putin could be looking for an off-ramp from this crisis. What sort of things are they looking at? Well, there was a conversation earlier this week that seemed to be staged or put on for television crews between Putin and Russia's foreign minister, in which the foreign minister kind of urged the path of diplomacy. Yesterday, Putin said that Russia did not want war in Europe, and also Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman, who said that today, February the 15th, was the day Western war propaganda failed. She said they've been humiliated and destroyed without a single shot fired. Now, what she's getting at there is speculation that an invasion could begin today. So she's being very critical of Western countries, but underlying that is the idea that speculation about a Russian invasion is unfounded. Now, this could all be a big bluff, but certainly some people see a glimmer of hope that Russia's coming back from the precipice.
That's really interesting, Holly, how the spin has been that they won because they didn't invade. Tell us, given these mixed messages, what is the mood like on the ground in Ukraine today?
Yeah, nothing much has changed as far as we can tell. Look, people all along here have had different threat assessments. Some people think that an invasion is more likely, some people less likely. But most people that we talk to are quite worried. I think the reason for that is you've got to see it within the framework of the last 8 years or so of Russian aggression. I mean, people here, their country's already been fighting a war against Russian-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine for nearly 8 years. That's killed more than 14,000 people, according to Ukraine. Russia already invaded Ukraine back in 2014, seizing control of the Crimean Peninsula. And this is certainly not the first time that Ukrainians have had thousands and thousands of Russian troops massed on their border. And that's perhaps why we have this surreal situation actually in Ukraine, where on the surface, people are just showing no panic whatsoever. They're just going about their ordinary lives. And I think behind that is this sense of pride and determination that Ukrainians don't want to be seen to be intimidated.
Very interesting. All right, Holly, thank you.